Welcome to the penultimate Star Trek show, or Star Trek game, Star Trek Let's Play. This is Star Trek, isn't it, Jason? The 2009 tie-in Star Trek movie?
Oh,
is this not all of your hopes and dreams right here? It just exited out. This is the best software ever.
The best software ever for the best Star Trek movie ever, and the best Star Trek game ever.
Yes.
I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a fantastic adaptation of a fantastic pinball machine that fantastically adapted a fantastic J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie.
Well, get ready to be extremely disappointed.
Yeah.
Because this is bad.
Because none of those things actually are fantastic.
Yeah, to start that out, before we even... Because the whole point of this shebang is, like, we're actually just here to talk about the fucking, shit show that is Picard. Like, that's the occasion.
I wouldn't exactly go so far as to call it a shit show. Our opinions are going to be a little bit different about this. But that's mostly going to be... I'm going to be a little bit softer on it, but only because I've watched Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah. Also, I call it a shit show in the first 1 minute. Oops, sorry, Meredith, for having to do whatever you got to do there.
And you have not watched Star Trek Discovery. So
correct.
For you, Picard is the absolute bottom of Star Trek.
So far it's the bottom. Well, I mean, Nemesis was worse.
Nemesis and Into Darkness are
pretty. Into Darkness was really bad. 2009 wasn't too terrible.
I don't know if I can decide whether Discovery is worse
I lost my first ball.
Into Darkness or Nemesis, but it's pretty dang terrible.
So yeah, let me tell you about it. Isn't this the most generic pinball machine you've ever seen? Like this could be a reskin of 20 other pinball games.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this pinball machine in like actual pinball halls.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we have the Pinball Hall of Fame right here. Wow, that was a fast.
I don't think that's where I've seen it though. I think I actually have seen it at like a bar or something. Because sometimes they have like just like a couple.
This machines. Exact like ramp in like Doodad's layout is extremely common, not just for this machine. You know what I mean? It's not. This is like basically the Terminator 2 board, except like just not nearly as inspired. The Terminator 2 board is like the gold standard for.
I don't play
modern pinball.
I don't think I play pinball anywhere near as much as you apparently play pinball. In that I pretty much don't play pinball at all.
Oh,
although I have been to the Pinball Hall of Fame that is in Vegas.
I have terrible news, Jason.
What's that?
From MegaBearsFan.net. We have to pause this for a second because the lovely gamers aren't hearing the wonderful noise off of this pinball game. That's why we're not hearing it in our headphones. It's not quiet. It's just not on. So be right back. Wait, I don't think I can pause it. Jason, take the controller. We're gonna.
What are the controls? What do I do?
It's L&R. Okay.
Is there like buttons for shaking the table and stuff like that?
There are, but I didn't assign them.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna Alt-Enter so you can't see the screen now. And everything is wrong now. Just everything is wrong. Okay, audio sources. No, it's trying to go out. It's trying to play sound out there. Hold on. Can you pause it? Oh, okay. Hey, just keep hitting L and R because that's gonna change what.
I am pushing L and R.
Oh, it's not even showing your controls. This is wonderful on the branch. How do I get the volume mixer?
Am I supposed to still be pushing buttons?
I feel like this is the worst Star Trek game ever made, and there are a lot of Star Trek games.
I feel like this is the worst episode of On the Branch ever made.
I need the controller back. We're gonna fix our sound next episode.
We need do we need like one of those technical difficulties? Please stand by splash screens for this.
We just need lots of random Meredith,
and some elevator music.
I'm gonna need you to like just put in some random like Star Trek in warp background noise behind this first episode.
Oh yeah, get us a copyright claim. That'll be. My understanding is CBS is very stingy.
I don't know. There are still videos out there online of like 10 hours of warp. Oh, did I have a thing? Oh, I had a thing I was able to open up. That's why that little red ball was there.
And in fact, this is the Into Darkness board, isn't it? Because that ship is from Into Darkness.
Is this not the 2009? It looks like it's maybe they wrapped them both up.
It's maybe it's like the trilogy or something.
Yeah.
Or the both of them. I will say, Star Trek Beyond, I thought was actually not bad.
Star Trek Beyond was incredible because J.J. Abrams didn't direct it.
Well, I don't know if I go so far as to say that it was incredible, but it was...
Oh, okay. It's the best Star Trek movie since
First Contact?
I mean, I'm a guy that likes Nemesis better than
you
First
like
Contact.
Insurrection.
Yeah. Sorry,
No, not Nemesis.
Not Nemesis. You're
let's
correct.
make sure we
not
correct
Nemesis.
that.
Correct. It's yes. I actually enjoyed.
I actually do not like any of the Next Generation.
To me, Insurrection is a quintessential long episode. It's not a great long episode. You know, it's one of those like mediocre the crew has been de-evolved episodes. But it's one of those episodes.
Yeah, I can understand your point of view, which is that like Insurrection is kind of the most faithful to the spirit of TNG, the TV show.
Yeah, of any of the movies, including even Generations.
No, actually, I think Generations is the most faithful to the Next Gen TV show. I think that's more faithful to it than Insurrection is, except in the places where they do really stupid things with character development, like Data suddenly wanting to install the emotion chip and forgetting the 7 years worth of character development, in which he specifically said things like it's the journey that matters, not the destination.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he can't tell a joke to Counselor Troy, and he wants to skip straight to the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, Generations is bad in that regard, but like as far as like having like the pacing and like general aesthetic of the Next Generation TV show, like yeah, Generations is like head and shoulders above.
You mean Insurrection?
No.
Generations itself is. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Generations is one of the better ones for that regard. I mean, in my opinion, just the only really good Star Trek movies are like 4, 2, 4, and 6.
The first 6 movies except for 5.
I think Star Trek 3 is okay as you get older and you rewatch it and you like
the first half of Star Trek 3 is good.
It's incredibly funny.
It's once they get back to the Genesis planet, it goes downhill.
Yeah, Star Trek 3, like when they steal the Enterprise, is one of the funniest things in all of Trek.
In fact, Star Trek 3 has, I think, my favorite individual scene in any Star Trek.
Is it the what? How do you declare a what was it?
No. It's when the Enterprise is returning to space dock. There's a short clip of it's the actress who played Janice Rand in the original series, but she's uncredited in the movie. So I assume it's the character Janice Rand, even though, like I said, she's uncredited. The yeoman who used to come up to the bridge and give Captain Kirk the clipboard. With the red mini dress and the blonde beehive hair.
Yeah.
So that woman, she's on the observation deck of the inside of the space station, the starbase, as the Enterprise limps into space dock with giant holes and scorch marks on the side of it. And she just kind of crosses her arms and shakes her head like, oh, that Captain Kirk, you've done it again. And it's this really short, really subtle moment, but it's like my favorite, like 5 seconds
I love
of the entire Star Trek movie canon.
I love the Admiral. I think he's an Admiral. There's like an Admiral douchebag character, and he just says, "How do you call yellow alert in a Star Dock?"
He's not an Admiral. He's the captain of the Excelsior.
Oh, is he the captain of the Excelsior? Yeah. Okay, I couldn't remember if he was a captain or admiral. And like he's like sitting around confused, and then it just turns out, yeah, they're stealing stealing a spaceship.
Well, it's the 23rd century. Nobody steals anything anymore.
Yeah,
right?
well, not until the 25th century when Picard happens.
We'll get to that in a bit. But that scene in Star Trek 3 is kind of like I said, it's one of those really short, subtle things that it just makes me happy for some reason. It's like there's this really brief segment in it's like the second to last, I think, episode of Firefly, where the bounty hunter gets onto the ship and he's trying to kidnap River. And like Simon tackles him on the bridge, and there's this loud crashing noise, and Jane is asleep in his cabin, and he hears it.
Oh yeah, I know.
And he shoots up in bed, and like the dramatic hero music starts to play.
You think, and this is late in the first season too, so you think, oh shit, Jane's finally gonna
And then he rips a blanket off the wall over the bunk, and there's like 12 ginormous guns hanging on the wall, and like I said, the heroic music starts swelling, and then he just rolls over into bed, covers himself up with the blanket, and goes back to sleep, and the music just dies down, and then it cuts back to Simon and the bounty hunter fighting on the bridge, and that's my favorite moment in Firefly.
Yeah, because you think for once Jane is gonna do something good, and he's gonna get to be a hero. He's gonna get to use his combat skills and his aggression, and like everything's gonna come up Jane for once.
But it's a total subversion too, because like I said, they've got
that's why it's
music is going on, and it's
what makes it hilarious.
And I feel like that brief little scene in Star Trek 3 of the Enterprise limping back into space dock is like a similar kind of thing to that. And
Yeah.
I love it. It makes me happy. And then, like, once they've stolen the Enterprise and they warp to Genesis, the whole movie, I think, just kind of falls down the crapper.
All right. Well, Jason from MegaBearsFan.net, we actually brought you here to talk about the series Picard, so we'll do that.
Next time on the branch?
Yeah, next time on the branch. How did you know?
Done this before.